Brands used to believe that everything they sent out needed to look the same and have an unchangeable stamp. The goal was to provide strict visual consistency in any type of media. But nowadays, brands have to survive in a who-knows-what-is-next environment. They have to show that they see themselves in an interactive sphere where everyone shares their thoughts, emotions, and desires. Let's start with the basics. What is a brand? A brand can be seen as a person with its own behavior and characteristics. Each brand has its own story and promises. The brand image can be recognized through its visual identity. A visual identity generally consists of 6 different components: logo, color, typography, graphic elements, imagery, and language. Together, they form the brand identity system. The more components are defined, the more specified the identity becomes. So what makes a visual identity dynamic? Let's proceed by looking at some examples, divided into 6 different categories of flexible design systems. The first system is filling and container. This includes elements serving as shapes, letterings, or frames which are filled or covered with various colors, patterns, images, illustrations, and more. An example in this category is the identity of USA Today, an American newspaper. Their main logo consists of a dot and the name of the paper in bold capital letters. It's made flexible by filling the dot with different images to distinguish different topics and also by changing the color for every section. Next up is background and layer. This means that certain elements serve as background or wallpaper as they are layered behind a fixed element such as a logo or text. The static element ensures that the visual identity is visually consistent, while the flexible backgrounds provide a wide playground for creative expression. Online service provider AOL made use of this system by putting their artwork database as a background for their static lettering. Combination and composition is a system where a toolbox or a set of ingredients is used for the foundation of the identity. Bergtheater Wien demonstrates this with a system that expresses their passion for wordplay. They take an endless amount of words from literature and put them together in their identity. By using the same typography and black and white approach, it creates a static yet dynamic look. Transformation and adaptation works with elements that evolve and change, influenced by parameters like color, data, or media. Visit Nordkin, an initiative created to increase tourism in this Norwegian county, had a logo based on their current weather. The color changes with the temperature and the shape distorts as the direction of the wind changes. Customization and collaboration is where employees, consumers, and customers are involved in creating visual variety. The idea is to emotionally connect audiences to a brand. The Ontario College of Arts and Design uses this system to portray the school's creativity. Their logo has a frame for which graduating student medal winners are invited to design new content. The last category is automation and transfer. This is when computer programs are used to create automated results. The results can be made from predefined elements, but can also be made from elements that are generated with the help of algorithms and codes. Printing House Pigment Pole created a software application with certain parameters to create visual elements. The results are used in different ways, from business cards to spatial environments. Dynamic branding is still a fairly new concept in the world of visual identities, which means that there is still a lot to discover and that there are some problems to solve. First of all, it's important to note that a brand's identity should be as dynamic as their behavior. It can be tempting to jump on the trend bandwagon of dynamic branding, but if it doesn't suit your brand, it won't have the desired effect. You need a clear reason to create a dynamic identity for your brand. For example, dynamic branding can make sense for a brand that offers a wide range of products, but if your core value is stability and giving orientation, you should stay away from movement in your identity. Another problem is that many visual identities are concepted for traditional use and do not live up to the digital reality we face nowadays. Our fast and changing world demands an active conversation between brand and consumer, and this increasingly happens in digital and mobile environments. Logocentrism is another major issue in branding. The logo is just one part of a well-founded brand identity, so thinking of the logo as the only important part of a visual identity can make it seem weak. Despite the existing issues, dynamic branding is a discipline with potential. It provides space for creative expression and a way to keep up with our dynamic environment. The world is changing, and so should brands.